Hello girls and boys. Welcome back to Read Me a Story. I'm Pat Kozyra. Greetings from Hong Kong, and of course greetings to my 6 grandchildren, Max, Theo, Josephine, Penelope, and Charlotte, and Simon. Love you all. Now girls and boys, I'm going to start off today with a little bit about my book. This is it. I wrote it, so I'm the author. And I wrote this after I finished 50 years of teaching in the classroom. And it's for your mums and dads to read. And it will help them to help you with your work at school. It's called Tips and Tidbits for Parents and Teachers. And they can get it from AmazonBooks.com. Now, here are 2 of the 3 stickers or award stickers that this book has already won. So I'm pretty proud of that. So I hope your parents find it quite helpful. Girls and boys, today is exciting because we're back to Curious George again today. Everybody loves Curious George. So popular, so famous, this guy. And even though the authors and the illustrator, husband and wife, have passed on, their books on Curious George are still being written, and everybody loves them. So many activity books and souvenir books and games, and I can't tell you how many things there are now in the stores on Curious George. Even a reading series just for small children aged 3 and 4 who are just learning to read. So it's pretty exciting. I've chosen a lovely book today called Curious George Catches a Train. All right, here we go. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. This morning, George and the man with the yellow hat were at the train station. They were going on a trip to the country with their friend, Mrs. Needleman. But first, they had to get tickets. Inside the station, everyone was in a hurry. People rushed to buy newspapers to read and treats to eat, and then they rushed to catch their trains. Busy, busy, busy. But one little boy with a brand new toy engine was not in a hurry, nor was the small crowd next to him. They were just standing in one spot looking up. So George looked up too. A station master was moving numbers and letters on a big board, and soon the station master was called away. But his job did not look finished. George was curious. Could he help? George climbed up in a flash, and then, just like the station master, he picked a letter off the board and he put it in a different place. Now he took the number 9 and he put it near a 2. George moved more letters and more numbers. He was glad to be such a big help. "Hey!" yelled a man from below. "I can't tell when my train leaves." "What platform is my train on?" asked another man. "What's that monkey doing up there?" demanded a woman. She did not sound happy. The station master did not sound happy either. "Come down from there right now," he shouted at George. Poor George. It's too easy for a monkey to get into trouble. But luckily for George, it's also easy for a monkey to get out of trouble. Because just then, the guard shouted, "All aboard!" and a crowd of people rushed towards the trains. George simply slid down a pole. Looks like a ladder to me. And he scurried off over a suitcase, and he squeezed with the crowd through the gate. And there he found the perfect hiding place for a monkey. I hope you can see him in the rubbish can there, girls and boys. The little boy with the toy engine also ran through the gate. "Look, Daddy," he said, "a train." His father looked up. "Come back, son," he yelled. "That's not our train." But it was too late. The gate locked behind him. the boy began to cry. George peeked out of his hiding place. He saw the boy's toy roll toward the tracks. The boy ran after it. This time, George knew he could help. He leaped out of his hiding place and he ran fast. George grabbed the toy engine before the little boy came too close to the tracks. What a close call! Whew! When the station master opened the gate, the boy's father ran to his son. The boy was not crying now. He was playing with his new friend. "So there you are," said the station master when he saw George. "You made a lot of trouble on the big board." "Oh, please don't be upset with him," said the boy's father. "He saved my son." The people on the platform agreed. They had seen what had happened, and they clapped and cheered because George was a hero. Just then, the man with the yellow hat arrived with Mrs. Needleman. "It's time to go, George," he said. "Here comes our train." "Oh, this is our train too," the father said. The little boy was excited. "Can George ride with us?" he asked. And that sounded like a good idea to everyone. So the station master asked the guard to find them a special seat. And he did. Right at the front. Look who they're riding with. The engineer of the train in the very first car. How lucky. What fun. Wasn't that a great story, girls and boys? For Curious George, he does get into a lot of mischief because he's so curious. But being curious is good too, you know. All right, girls and boys, thank you for joining me for another story of Curious George. And we'll see you next time for another session of Read Me a Story. Bye for now.